Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Dework, and I want to talk about these two $500 pistols that have really changed the meta in the last little bit for CSGO. So obviously, dating back, we could see that there was a big era of the Tec-9, and then it got nerfed to oblivion. Then there was a big era of the CZ75, which also got nerfed into oblivion. And both these guns were kind of sidelined for a while until recently people have been really picking up the CZ75. But something interesting just happened about a week ago. This guy got a huge buff again. Now, I'm going to be talking about some practical points with both these guns and kind of be discussing which should you use on the T side in particular. So first and foremost, we're going to get into the recoil and accuracy of both of these guns, both standing, running, and I'm going to kind of knock out jumping. Jumping is kind of impractical in general. With the Tec-9, it's way more accurate. CZ, just don't. So, with that out of the way, there's also practical uses. Like we're going to be talking about the range and kind of objective that you have, keeping in mind when you're using these pistols, when you should be using it, like what is your purpose of using it. Then last thing we're going to be talking about is how long it takes to draw out your pistol, and I think that's going to be a pretty quick one, but we're going to talk about it regardless. So, let's just start spraying a wall, like good old guns. If you just let loose with this gun, it's not very accurate. It's actually got a quite inconsistent spread. As you can see, those are two entirely different patterns. But with most guns in CSGO, if you have a little bit of restraint on the trigger, you can have a much tighter pattern. So there's that. To show you the running accuracy, I really just need to kind of run around and kill bots. So as you can see already, if you hit him in the head, you're having a good time. If you don't hit him in the head, it kind of takes a little bit to hit him, and not every bullet is perfectly accurate, so it's really a struggle if you can't hit a headshot with the Tec-9. So just running around, you can see though, it's like stupid accurate for a CSGO gun. Most guns in CSGO are not supposed to be able to hit people running. It's really just meant for, counter strafe, shoot, whatever. And obviously you can do that too with this gun, but they've really made the Tec-9 kind of overpowered back in the day, and more recently because of the ability to run around and hit shots pretty accurately. So this is kind of like a rush B, bleed, don't stop kind of gun, if you would look at it like that. Also, look at its ammo capacity, 18 bullets over 90. So you have 90 bullets in reserve. Like, honestly, what are you going to do with all those bullets? So you have a lot of potential in that regard, where, let's flip over to the CZ for a sec, 12 bullets with 12 in reserve. This is a lot more of a sparing type game where you really have to hit all of your shots pretty accurately, otherwise you're going to have a bad time. So where the CZ comes in handy is, in my opinion, corners. So running around, it's not going to be very practical with only 12 bullets. But let's look at the spread one more time in the recoil. Don't do that. Don't just sit on the trigger, because, that's not going to hit very accurately. 1, 2, there goes half your bullets if you just shot out your whole mag. So where this is a very effective gun, tapping and aiming for the head. So both guns, as we've determined, you should go for the head. But the CZ, I think, even more so, because you have less bullets to work with. But it's not really a rush B Liet gun. It's more of a corner practical kind of like, let's just get like one kill, maybe 2 if I'm lucky, kind of a thing, because like maybe I'll run out of bullets. As you can see, 12 bullets goes by really quickly. Also, the running accuracy is not very good, so don't be just like rushing corners with it. I see a lot of people having this problem where they're just like, just spamming, and sometimes you get lucky and get a kill, but most of the time you don't. Most of the time you just kind of potato. So this is a lot more practical. Oop, if I can hit a head, just getting some good headshots. But this is where I find the most practical use out of it. So imagine I know that the CT is here, he knows I'm here, but he has a bigger gun than you do, and you want it. What do? You quickly kill him, take his gun, you never use this thing again. You could just throw it away, because now you have an M4. Awesome. Upgrade. You don't really do that, I think, so much with the Tec-9. I think the Tec-9 is more of a kind of like, I'm committed to this piece and I'm going to use it and I'm going to kill people with it. And honestly, it's still super practical in that regard, where you can really use this as almost like a new primary weapon. But obviously, you could still get your opponent's guns. Hey, look, I got an M4 after I killed, a guy with my Tec-9. That's still a viable option. But that's more of a, in my opinion, kind of more of a CZ task than it is a Tec-9 task. So with that kind of out of the way, let's talk about more using this as a sidearm as opposed to a primary. So as you can see with the draw time of the Tec-9, super fast. Like most of these pistols are super fast. This one is super slow. You want to see this? It's just like, ugh, just taking its time. I counted the seconds. It's almost double as long to take out the CZ as it is the Tec-9. The Tec-9 is out about a little over a second. This takes almost 2 seconds to draw the CZ out. That's a lot of time. So say you get in trouble, like you're trying to op and you're like, oh, I missed my shot. I'm gonna pull out my pistol, and by the time that thing even like is halfway done, it's game over. You're done. And also keep in mind that once it looks like it's drawn, it takes a second to even shoot. Same goes for most guns, but man, the CZ is really not a practical use. I opt for my team a lot, and I don't feel comfortable if I have a CZ as a secondary. Like once in a while, I'll pick it up if I like kill someone and they had a CZ, but in general, I prefer to have like a P250 or something like that, or even a Tec-9 would be an awesome secondary. So this is a really good pairing if you're an opper as well on the T side. You want a reliable secondary. However, I really do believe that, where is it? The P250. Oh, did I lock the guns? Oops, I locked the guns. This is a super reliable secondary as well. So it kind of has a little bit more of like a secondary feel where yes, you can get kills, you can do the same thing the CZ can do or the Tec-9 can do, but the CZ and the Tec-9 are just that much better at what they do in regards to getting like specific kills, getting guns, all that kind of stuff. So I hope this was a helpful tutorial on kind of what guns you should be using, like whether you're going to pick up the CZ or the Tec-9. I think really comes down to playstyle. This is a very passive gun, where the Tec-9 is just like a run gun, like just kind of like free flowing. Honestly, it's probably more fun to use, but I think this is a much more skill-based gun, and obviously it takes skill to use both of these guns, and I haven't hit a ceiling with either of these guns, so obviously there's improvement in both. But what I'm really curious to see is what happens in the pro scene, because pros have really been CZ75 all the way. Because kind of like I've been saying, like say it's like, oh, I know this guy has a gun, I'm gonna come around the corner, and now I have an M4 upgrade. But I'm curious to see if people will go back to their old ways. Like I know Olaf was really known for using the Tec-9. I'm curious to see if that's going to be the case again, where people are going to start picking this up, using it like it used to be used. Yeah, all that to be said, I think we have to see with time, but from a practical aspect, and like the face it range that I play, like level 5 to level 9, honestly, I will still be using the CZ in competitive play. Although I think I'm still going to be testing out the Tec-9 here and there just to see, is this really what it's all hyped up to be? Because, I mean, that's pretty cool, man. That is pretty cool, gotta be honest. So I hope, again, this video was really useful. If it was, please drop a like. Please drop a subscription to my channel, because I'm going to be putting out more content for CSGO, as well as Valorant. And yeah, I'll be shooting any more practical tips I can your way. So make sure to click any links that are down below to follow different channels like my Twitch. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been Do Work.